Wasn't that a very interesting Thursday night game? We've got a couple of teams that should be clearly in the top eight, top six potentially in the Rabbitohs and also the Roosters that are really scuffling at the moment. And you saw that again in this game. Just the Rabbitohs only able to score 12 points, just not good enough at all. To beat a Broncos team led by a man named Adam Reynolds who took complete control of this game as he always does, and shown why he's probably the third or fourth best half in the game, has been for a good while now and continues to do so. So he's been a crazy good option this year, and I want to take credit for it, but I haven't seen him in anyone's teams or obviously not in any of my teams. But I mentioned at the start of the year, I just thought he'd for someone that was going to get got no try assist last year, this was going to be his team. The kick meter is going to be even more than normal. Even with Cody Walker by his side, and they were always going to be a bit better. They've probably doing about what we thought they would at this point, hanging around the edge of that top eight. So, Broncos definitely a dark horse to sneak into that eight, and Reynolds is going to be the man to do that. So, someone who doesn't play Origin, he's been great. He's going to be up around that 750 mark after this week. So, well done to anyone who has him. It's a very tiny percentage at 5%, but 73 points for him, covering all bases across the park. He was great. Paddy Carrigan, hey? He comes back and has an absolute belter straight up. 50 points in base. Got the try assist with that beautiful offload and one tackle break and no negatives. So awesome game for him. And we should expect him to average somewhere in that mid-50s, I'd say. He's been really, really good this year. Obviously this is his first game back, but he's definitely going to be an option going forward. And we'll talk about him a little bit further now that he's officially back and playing bigger minutes. And this will be normal for him anyway. Whether he plays front row, he plays the lock position with Payne Haas back. Carrigan was playing these minutes anyway, so it doesn't really change too much with Payne back or out, that's for sure. All right, Cobbo had a really good game, so again, no negatives for him. To have a couple of guys in this game with absolutely zero in the negatives column is amazing. So yeah, Cobbs was great. I still don't think he's an option. He obviously had a runaway try, which picked up about 20 points there. And they snuck a try near the end there. So yeah, definitely not going to be an option, but did incredibly well. All right, Cammy Murray, so 57 for him again, just doing what he does best in a game where they got beat. So still score 57 when we see Damien Cook score 48. In that losing side was obviously solid. We'll go straight to Cook there with 48. So 43 tackles for him, 96 run meters, just no attacking stats at all. So one of those games for him, and you'll cop that when he's averaging 63. That's for sure. Tane Milne with 57 on the wing. So in a losing side, obviously got the 2 tries, 3 line breaks. Again, dominated with very minimal negatives. So good stuff for him. A guy that needs to be... We've got Maxi King as vice in the People squad. This man, Mr. Peoples, has to be in the squad, doesn't he? 220k, played 64 minutes. So came in and took the minutes that Jacob Host was getting. And he obviously scores a lot better than he does. The 4 offloads, the 24 tackles for 2 misses. So 35 in base there with 110 run meters. He has no picture at the moment, but he's going to be absolutely the face of the People's squad. So let's put a petition together to get Mr. T Peoples into our squad. I still actually don't know his first name yet. That's how little I know about him. I know a few people were mentioning him in the Discord group as being like an 18th, 19th kind of man. But he snuck into this game. So well done to Mr. Peoples. Flegler, 50 and 40 minutes. We spoke about him as obviously being someone who can score really well, and this is one of those games. Still, an awkward price and not a great option for your side. TC Rabadi off the edge. Capewell will come back, so his score of 47 was expected, but not relevant at the moment. Havili with 46 was solid. Ilias, this is a big one. I imagine a lot of people tried to loop Ilias or played him, and that 45 will hold you in good stead, especially in a losing side. When I woke up and saw the score, I was thinking, Ilias is going to have a shocker. Taff, these kind of guys. Taff was not great, obviously, but could have been worse. Ilias with 45, you take that for sure. 4 tackle breaks, 2 offloads there, a couple of kick defusals, run the ball a plenty, 129 meters, and the 12 tackles for 1 miss. So you take that as a game for Lockie, and we'll make some cash this week, which is great. Of course, Kobe Hetherington comes out and gets 41 now that he's traded out of all my sides officially. I got rid of him last week at the 17. This is what I was expecting from him. At least 46, 45, 50 minutes would be ideal. Obviously, no negatives for him, a couple of turnover tackles. So, this is kind of more what we would have expected, and he won't lose too much cash, thank goodness, for anyone who still holds him, which is 5.8%. So, that's that. Ricky with 39, Campbell Graham 35, so not his obviously best game. Same with Colin Matangi, 2 guys that have been dominating, and unable to do that this game when they got smashed. Jensen 33, Oates had a nice try and try assist there, was great. Arrow, so 29 and 59 minutes, time for him to go. Unfortunately, for anyone who holds him at 618k, you don't want to be able to lose those gains that you've got on him. So he's ready to be moved on. Has had a good start to the year, especially if you've held on to him this long as well. You've got a couple of decent scores in there across that season. All right, Corey Paix, 26 in the 46 minutes, so got that bigger role this week over Walters, but was unfortunate to not be able to capitalise on that. But this is kind of the PPM we've been expecting from him. Farmworth at 24 with the try saver and the try, so nothing special for him there. Blake Taff, a couple of errors there. Got the line break, got the try assist, couple of line break assists there as well, and still only happened to get 24. So yeah, a tough game for him, and a tough one if you decide to bring him in, thinking he was going to make some cash, because the Rabbitohs just haven't been great. In general, you expect him a bunch of the games, Tigers, these types of games there, what you expect them to win comfortably. Coming into the season, you would have thought they'd beat the Broncos, well enough, and not get beat by 20. But yeah, it hasn't happened yet, and you're seeing low scores from Cody Walker, apart from last week as well. Did get the try assist, but too many negatives there with negative 16 for Walker. Palacia's obviously strangely fallen off a bit of a cliff after dominating, doing really well. Liam Knight, that sneaky one, was potentially was going to be an option. He just had that one breakout game, unfortunately. Stags was 16, so 33 run meters is crazy in a team where they dominated. But 3 errors, a couple of misses for him, so really inconsistent, unfortunately. And I've heard, or was just reading Clarkie's column put up that sounds like he's in the lead for that center position, and I suppose they've got a few other guys to cover if he has a bit of an off game, but it's a bit scary to pop him in there when you've got guys like Campbell Graham and stuff that have been super consistent. Obviously, he has that X factor, but that's that. I spoke about Tass as being a good option coming into this week, and just a bit of a nothing one for him. Nine tackles for 2 misses, in a game where they were dominated, 88 run meters. So just didn't get his opportunity, which is completely understandable. When you see Alex Johnson on the same side, they get 6 points for 55 run meters. So not a game for that left-hand side. And obviously stifles a bit of his money making, but the 15 won't kill it completely. If he comes out and gets a couple of 30s, 40s pluses the next few weeks, then he'll be fine as well. David Wiley got the start and ended up with one stint for 16 minutes. So he's too young to be an option this year and to make money, unfortunately. All right, 2 more to go. We got Billy Walters with 10 in his 36 minutes. So negative 11 for him with a couple of penalties, 19 tackles there. So not good enough after his 40 last week. We definitely stifle any potential money making from here. And we'll start to lose money again with a couple more low games. And then Tamate Martin as well with 3. So the full game for 3 points. In a team where they got 32 points, you would have expected at least a try assist or something decent. But the run meters were down. 3 errors, missed tackle and a penalty for him. Not ideal if you brought him in as a cash cow. And that's what, again, what we would have thought with someone like him. Came out and had an awesome game round 1, which is great for him. But has come in with 2 lighter games since then, and makes complete sense given the fact that he is a number 6. Generally when he played for the Cowboys, he was a 6. He's come back from a ridiculous injury, bleeding on the brain. So it would take some time to get back to anywhere near his potential. So that's that with tomorrow there. Anyway, that's that video, guys. Hope you enjoy that. We'll catch you in the Friday ones. Enjoy the weekend.